Greetings, good gamers, and today, great anime fans. The Daily Days returns this week, not for game news or a retro review, but to discuss a classic anime now sadly largely overlooked by the self-proclaimed devotees of the modern Japanese animation scene. And what classic might that be? Well, Project Echo, of course, a 1986 zany parody action anime film featuring cute schoolgirls meshed with some romantic innuendo and plenty of urban destruction. What's not to like, right?
Your imagination is all you really need. When you start believing love is just a kiss away, life is what you make it. There's no guarantee. It's you who has the power. Love is just a dance away. When you start believing you can do anything, let the magic fill you, take you above the highest star. Dance away your sorrow, dance away tomorrow in your heart. You will find the answer. Dance away your heartbreak, dance away.
I'm telling you, the soundtrack for this movie is excellent if you like sugary 1980s pop anyway, so please find yourself a copy if I can convince you to watch this anime in the first place. But I digress. Away with the review and whatnot. Alright, so Project Echo. It began its pre-production life as a salacious hentai flick of sorts, but the final classic, I promise, that we all know today is a much different roller coaster. Instead, think parody, a wacky, almost nonsensical sendup of all the manga and anime tropes so common of the 1980s and really today. You know, larger-than-life characters and overpowered attacks, romantic rivalries, wanton property destruction, high school hijinks, love triangles and misunderstandings, and mecha and alien invasions, and gender ambiguity and queer innuendo, and that abject flippant nihilism that so often defines anime of an over-the-top absurdist persuasion. I'm not an expert in 1980s Japanimation exactly, that word itself a very 1980s-90s term, but even with my somewhat limited knowledge, I could catch many of the cliches and tropes and caricatures and whatnot so obviously teased and poked throughout here, from the macho hulking behemoth so popularized in Fist of the North Star and similar shows, to the rampant havoc and frivolous city demolition seen in other programs like Dirty Pair. So yeah, Project Echo is all of those things and more, and serving as its focal point is Echo herself, a comely 16-year-old girl about to start her first day at a new school, and in perfect tropish form, she's running late. That's when best gal pal, the overly adorably and emotionally charged chatterbox, Seiko, shows up, and together they race to school at hypersonic speed in hopes of getting there before that last bell, the first of many bizarre, inexplicable turns the movie makes. You see, Echo is fast, really fast, and with Seiko dragged by the hand, she races, vaults, and smashes down roads, through homes, and over vast hillsides. She's more tornado than girl, leaving a trail of wreckage in her wake, and no one really seems to notice or care, especially Echo herself, as she arrives to class just in time. And that's largely the tone and rhythm of the whole film. We soon learn that Echo, for no immediately apparent reason, is gifted with supernatural strength and invulnerability. Abilities that might prove useful later, considering there's an overarching B story concerning an alien invasion. Most of the film's fighting, however, is spent with another B, an entitled rich kid named, well, Biko, whose hatred for Eiko is only matched by her infatuation for Seiko. A genius with machines, she continues to build more and more powerful mech suits and robots in the hopes of finally triumphing over Eiko and stealing Seiko away for herself. And yeah, it just gets crazier and crazier with character flashbacks, alien kidnappings and invasions, and plenty of other bizarre moments, gags, and revelations. Summarizing this plot, in truth, isn't that important. It's more a pretense, a backdrop, an excuse to put Eiko and Seiko in ridiculous situations that are equally absurd and captivating in their execution. For all the lunacy, the film's vibrant art and gaping sense of scale and multi-layered animation evokes a certain sunny optimism that transcends what might otherwise be reduced to a cynical nihilism, an empty commentary on 1980s storytelling conventions. Indeed, Project Eiko is a sort of pastiche of every anime cliché of the era, wrapped in a bubble gum yummy of a wrapper. For all the chaos that follows Eiko to her school and the city at large, viewers will likely find themselves still wishing, maybe not unlike those often expressed by the starry-eyed Seiko herself, that reality, our reality, could be more like this one, a sort of playground battleground we all wish we could run around in without ramification. One where kids prance in mech suits and cruise in jetpacks during gym class. One in which the skies are perpetually blue, the land always sunny, and the people like perfect dolls, obliviously happy, privileged, and attractive. One where every day is a spellbinding bout with a beautiful vixen or crash-landing alien, or a simple trek into a shining metropolis set against crooning, sugary American pop songs, as heard earlier, and wistful exceptionalism. Yes, Eiko's home, the illustrious and seductive Gravitron City, is itself a perfect amalgamation of civic pride and gilded technology spread across a sprawling waterfront and suburbs of reaching green. It's a place we all wish to be, or at least we think so. Put another way, the film is pure wish fulfillment, a tantalizing land that can't exist unless projected in the realm of make-believe. An exquisite cacophony of squealing girls and rolling explosions mixed in ink and paint and celluloid. It's a testament to the movie's director and animators who so brilliantly depicted this vision of subversive, spastic chaos with such disarming charm and enthusiastic allure all at the same time. What they curated here is a postmodernist heaven, interspersed with female angst and surrounding hellfire. The dreamy soundtrack furthers these disparate, sometimes anachronistic notions, lacing everything with a gentle sweetness, a nostalgic beckoning that belies the discord certain to follow. These are melodies soft but sharp with purpose, soothing preludes to the always hovering violence and destruction waiting ahead. Indeed, the artists, these painters and architects and visionaries and godmen, deserve credit for constructing a land so awe-strikingly enticing and yet so dangerous, so ephemeral, so disposable. This hypnotic, flamboyant spell that director Katsuhiko Nishijima weaves doubles for Eiko herself. She's both the calm and the chaos, of quiet and spite, the embodiment of feminine youth and innocence juxtaposed with masculine recklessness. She's both the straight lady and fall gal, hero and clown, a warrior queen of beauty without the elegance or self-control. She's the perfect balance between the babyish Siko and the domineering Biko, the latter of which will raise the city to ash if it means scoring Siko for herself. And yet, all three are guilty of a brash, flippant, apathetic self-absorption that pervades the whole film. Their violent antics, although played for laughs, probably bring the deaths of thousands by the final act. And yet we, the viewers, watch unperturbed. Why? Because it's a world created for Eiko and her pals, a video game parade of sights and sounds and NPCs running around, expendable, empty, inconsequential, and never really remembered. Until, at least, the server resets and they're instanced again as if nothing happened. Groundhog Day, anyone? Or Beautiful Dreamer? So, if moviegoers find themselves inclined by some cosmic urge to join Eiko's world, they might feel, unconsciously or not, an even more primal pull to be Eiko herself. That ready redhead always able to fight consequences be damned. Because who wouldn't want to not only live in such a fantastic dreamscape, but do so in that idealized, edified body, the perfect fusion of grit and cute, joined by a doting princess on one side, and a useful foil at the other. All three existing for you in a sphere of few, if any, rules. A virtual reality, we might say, devised before the technology was ripe 40 years too soon. Project Eiko is an excellent film for those who know how to undress and really feel it. It's a fantasy disguised in a parody. An absurdist fable and guilty giggle that both came too early and came too late. Watch it, savor it, study it, and see if you don't begin to dream of that perfect intersection of reality and farce, of lady and man. Of being the clueless center of a tidy yet lawless world, sculpted to both antagonize and edify, to amuse and abuse both its title star and, really, the audience at her side. Project Eiko might seem like a film that's rather dumb, but in truth it runs rather deep. And really it deserves a second glance from anyone who might have discounted it the first time. And for anyone who has yet to see this fickle masterpiece, please go check it out. It's been recently released on Blu-ray by Discotheque Media, and it has never looked so good or been so easy to find. It's also on Amazon Prime Video the last time I checked. And one more tip, watch both versions, the dub and the original Japanese. They sport some interesting differences and each merit a view. And with that said, it's time for me to go, but yes, Project Eiko is A-OK. Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, this is Mr. Pacario, signing off for now.